Yeah, there seems to be a sort of plethora of either misdiagnosis or conditions that have been given, prescribed certain medications for that weren't necessarily right, and a lot of people have sort of been feeling the effects and getting diseases that they...
Did you read the story?
Yeah.
I don't think you read this story, because what it's really about... I'll catch you out there. Yes, Lewis, say what it's about.
We're on the same team.
No.
It's about doctors who feel like their place is being usurped.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
They did a survey of doctors, and the doctors saying...
Well, because what we have here, sorry to explain...
Wait, physician accused of illegally doing drugs?
It's physician associates, which are essentially meant to be these kind of like stepping in for doctors. And doctors, as you say, feel under threat because these people are not doing their job well, seemingly. And now they're saying that they should be, instead of being physician associates, and doctors have seen these physician associates claim to be doctors, and what they have to do is just get a 2-year postgraduate degree. Yeah. And then they've sort of gone, oh, yes, I am a doctor, or they've not corrected people, and they want to be called now physician.
So what you're doing is you're typically taking the doctor's side. Basically, the doctors are like a union, and they don't want anybody to prescribe the drugs. The truth is, no drugs should be prescribed at all. If they eliminated 95% of the drugs, so the doctors themselves are killing people by prescribing drugs, probably these physicians...
For often reasons, I should say, drugs are saving people's lives?
Yeah, I don't think that they are. Okay?
Ayahuasca?
But that's a different kind of drug.
Oh. All right, I just want to say this thing. When 1 in 4, as it talks about, there's a children's hospital in Birmingham, and 1 in 4 of the people on duty is this physician associate.
Yeah.
And not a doctor. That's not good for...
No, that's worrying.
For healthcare for children.
That's what you think. I don't agree with
That's what this article says.
Of course, that's what the article said, because they're asking doctors. It's like asking...
Oh, who reads a whole article?
You know what it's similar to?
Come on.
It's like asking black cab drivers or Ubers...
You're going to get racist there for a second. Save it for the second.
Well, you still could with where he's going.
Black cab drivers. I'm going to speak to you, Jonathan, because you're a lovely boy.
Thank you.
Asking black cab drivers if Uber is a good force for transportation. Of course, they're going to say no. Yeah. And that's what these people...
Well, they don't like being out-competed in your estimation.
Let's move on to the Sunday Times, Jonathan.
Yes.
Read this one.
Just about.
Sorry, mate.
Reading is for nerds.
I talk to my son that way.
Sorry. He never taught me how to read.
Just because he's your favourite.
Yeah, well.
Makes me upset.
He's not my favourite. The other one's...
This is actually a huge story, so we should really cover this.
We should carry on. So, exposed foreign students get secret route to top universities. So this is kind of funny, kind of worrying. So Britain's top universities are paying middlemen to recruit lucrative overseas students on far lower grades than those required of UK applicants. This has been found out in an undercover investigation. So foreign students can actually buy their way into highly competitive degree courses with as little as a handful of C grades at GCSE, which basically is completely unfair on the British students who have to get, slightly more impressive grades. But my thoughts on all this is, if the universities are, in a sense, private businesses, should they not just be able to do what they want and get whichever customers in they like?
There are a few side effects of this. One is that there's been a massive decrease in the top universities of UK students attending. Now, if the universities, and we're meant to be increasing our brain power as a country, and we can't even get our students into these top universities, that's an issue. And number two is, Lewis, about one of the professors talks about they're having to pitch the teaching at a much lower level to accommodate these other students who just, frankly, aren't as intelligent.
They are as intelligent. They're just not. They're not as well educated in terms of the English system. The truth is that we need the money, obviously, and it's a business. And yes, I spoke to I spoke to your brother about this. The middle one, and he was so bothered by this because he's thinking his education is being degraded.
Yes, being debased. The value of a degree is being debased, and that's fun because all our institutions are being debased, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, but
it's relaxing.
It's keeping the educational system alive in this country by taking foreign money. Their own father, me, Louis Schaefer, they let me in with very poor grades at the university that I went to because they needed the money. They said, "Oh, this is some rich." They didn't know the truth. My father was a loser, but like his son.
Yeah, so I get it. It's about money. When a foreign student pays £38,000, a British student pays £9,000. So really, the foreign student should be allowed to be 4 times thicker.
Yes. Well, Lewis just enrolled us both in Hustlers University, Andrew Tate's institution. So we're learning a lot there.
Well, it's a huge story. It's a very big article here, but it's the fact that 30% of these foreign students, they're saying, are using these backdoor routes where they essentially need a couple of GCSEs or the equivalent is not a great indictment of our education system, arguably.
Agreed.
Right.